Alright, I'm going to go over basic magnetization for vehicles today. And I'm going to be using my Sisters of Battle Rhinos as examples. Now, I'll show you the magnets I've put on the hulls already that'll accommodate the options I'm about to show you. I got a magnet on the bottom for dozer blades. Got the hatches magnetized. I have a popsicle stick going across the gap there with magnets on the back of the popsicle stick. It's important that they're on the back because it lets the hatches be flush later on. I also have one for on the hatch here, which helps all the attachments go on as well. Now, when I want to run this as a Rhino, I will attach the Sisters of Battle Rhino top, and then I will grab the hatch, the Sisters of Battle unit sticking out. The storm bolter's not attached yet because I'm not done painting, but this is how it'll look. The Sisters of Battle Rhino. I want to convert this to an emulator. Get the emulator turret. It's got a magnet on there as well. Lets it turn nicely. And pick your weapons. We'll go with multi-melters here. And those also can move. They're all magnetized. Want to go with heavy bolters instead? Alright, stick them on. And now we have heavy bolters. It lets everything be really customizable and lets you keep to WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get without having to buy a ton of models. Now, if we want to run this as a repressor heavy transport, we'll use the repressor hatch here, the canopy, and it will have little port windows on there later when I'm finished. It'll have its storm bolter, and it'll have its heavy flamer. Then we'll add the dozer blade, and there you go. Now you have a repressor heavy transport. And go back. For the Whirlwind, I'm actually ordering some not Whirlwind, the Exorcist option. I'm ordering some missile pods, which will also go on the sides of here to run it as the Exorcist heavy support tank. And you can see on here I have magnets on the back of there, and that lines up with that, and lets it clip right on. Same thing for these hatches. Go right on. And these guys right here. Magnets right there. And that's actually another popsicle stick I used to bridge the gap, and I put a magnet in there and it meets up, and I use another popsicle stick here to keep that from wobbling, to keep it nice and straight. Now, I suggest using N52 magnets. They're the only ones really strong enough to provide the strength you need for your models. N48 or anything lower, N48 might work and will work if you're careful and you get everything lined up exactly. But these allow me to have a gap and still have it hold on, because I don't like the magnets to rub. I like to leave a little bit of a gap, which is better because then you don't have it damaging your paint job, especially when you're not having this attached. You don't want scuff marks there or chips in your paint. And how I achieve that gap is when I'm gluing the magnets in place, I'll fold up a piece of paper about 1/2 millimeter thick, and I'll place it between the magnets. I'll put the glue on one surface, and then I'll line them up, let it dry, pull it out, remove the paper, and now that paper has left a gap between the magnets, so they're drawn to each other and they hold very nicely without rubbing and ruining your paint job. As for everything else, let's put this on here to show you guys. For the turrets, they were already flat, so I just added a small, I believe that's 3mm or 4mm magnet. But for the weapons, they had a peg there that used to slide into that hole. So I had to file that peg down, and then I put a magnet in its place, and now they line up. And it's always important when you're magnetizing everything, make sure you're going one direction. It's either south down or north down with everything, so that everything is interchangeable. Otherwise, you won't be able to use some of your hatches in some of your spots. Like I can put this here, 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 anywhere I might need it for any of the possible setups I have for this. Alright, so that's basically how you magnetize, and I'm actually having 3 of these set up so that I can run them as whatever I might need them to be for the day, for that battle. And how I always am able to be ready to do any of these customizations I might have to do, I keep a little kit of magnets, every different size. I have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, and 12mm magnets in here, and in a couple different thicknesses. And even square ones, because on occasion I do need these little square magnets such as with the hatches here, I used square magnets to keep the hatch closed. And when I have the little emblem on there later, I'll be able to pull that to get the door open much easier than it is right now. And I did the same thing on here too. Magnets. And I painted that magnet to look like a work light, or like the back door light when they open up. But anyway, I just try to keep a large supply of magnets on hand. It makes all of my new kits very easy to do and very easy to magnetize. And some of my kits will use a dozen magnets or more sometimes, so it's important to keep a lot of them. When I order these, I typically order 50 or 100 of each size, and I'll go through them after 10 kits or so. So it's important to keep them stocked up for me so I can always have these options available to me. Alright, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, post them in the comments.